how much we spent in 1 week on the road. Oh wow. Did you think we would spend that much? Oh Lord. Wait, come have a look at this. Look how much we spent here.
Yeah.
What do you mean, yeah? In this video, I'm going to run you through exactly how much we spent in the first week from the day we left Ballarat until exactly 7 days after that. I was completely shocked by this. I knew it was going to be high. I didn't expect it to be this high, but there are a few reasons why it's this high. The first reason was basically due to the timing. So if you watched my first video, we were getting ready to leave and then we went into lockdown and then we came out of lockdown earlier and then we were able to go. So everything happened really quickly. Due to this, we were also a little bit nervous about borders closing and everything, so we tried to shoot through to the Northern Territory as fast as we could. Hence, spending more money on fuel. Yeah, let's get into it. It's a little bit later because our neighbours arrived, so I didn't want to be filming while they got here. But I'm gonna run you through exactly how much we spent, and I'm gonna try and justify why we spent that much. So, the grand total for our first week on the road for 7 days was $2,066.20. I did not expect it to be that high. I knew that, I'm sure a lot of you are probably wondering where did that money go? Don't worry, anyone that knows me knows that I love a good Excel spreadsheet. So I've got it all itemized out, I've got it totaled. We're sorted. So we're gonna run through exactly what we spent that $2,066.20 on, and I'm a little bit nervous. The main expense and what we spent most of that money on was fuel. So in total we spent $932.31 on fuel from the day we left Ballarat, whatever the 7 days was. There's flies everywhere. If you see me flinging my hands around, that's why. So $932.31 on fuel. Now, as I said at the start, we shot through South Australia very quickly. We did a lot of kilometers in a very short amount of time. In an ideal scenario, we wouldn't have done that. We would have taken our time, we would have spent more nights in South Australia, but because we were really worried about border closures and not being able to get into the Northern Territory, we V-line for it. The next highest expense is food, and food is in two categories. One, groceries. Two, other. So the other food is, okay, let's do groceries first. So $318.70 was from groceries. If I look awkward, it's because I am, and obviously in a busy caravan park and there's people coming and going, so if I stop talking and look awkward, that is why. $318.70 on groceries. So as I mentioned again, we left in a bit of a fluster at the start. We did a quick grocery shop in Ballarat and we left, and then that's included in here. So $82.04 is our Ballarat grocery shop. We did another one in Port Pirie, and that was more for like lunch stuff, and then we did two grocery shops in Uluru. So one when we got to Uluru, and then one when we were leaving for our next few nights because we knew there wasn't supermarkets around. So it is a lot, but it's a lot of stuff for like snacky stuff, but also lunch things. We also didn't want to use a lot of our we didn't want to use a lot of our like baked beans and all that sort of stuff everywhere we stayed. So yeah, that's part of it. $318.70 on groceries. Now the other food. This one took me by surprise. So we spent more than that, $382.80 on other food. So that's basically what a lot of this is. Actually, the biggest expense, $126 of that was for this seafood buffet thing that we had in Uluru, which to be honest I would spend again in a heartbeat. It was the most amazing buffet and I would 100% recommend it to anyone. It was at Sales in the Desert, I think, and it was phenomenal. $126.50. that was for 2 people, plus we had drinks as well. You pay for drinks extra. I think it was $55 per person for the buffet. The rest of the food is basically like a lot of them are bakery stuff or like roadhouses. So that was usually from us when we left, getting up to the Northern Territory, instead of stopping and setting up and cooking food on the side of the road at like one of the pit stops, we decided to stop at a bakery or a roadhouse and then allowing us to continue on. So a really short stop to get fuel and then getting snacks to the road. Yeah, this will be minimized in future weeks, I'm telling you. The next biggest amount that we spent was accommodation. So we wanted to do as much free camping as possible, but we also are very new to this and a little bit apprehensive, a little bit nervous. So we did spend some time in, and to be honest, in the outback. It's hot, right? And you kind of like the comforts of a shower and a toilet, and we don't have a toilet on with us. So we spent $270 on accommodation in our first week, and that was staying at Renmark, Eldunda, 2 nights in Uluru, Kings Canyon, and then $8 in Red Bank Gorge. So yeah, again, a lot of these expenses are our first week. Then it's going to be nowhere near like this, nowhere near it for the rest of our trip. The final category that we spent in our first week was activities, and it was $163. $154 of that was for the Field of Lights activity tour in Uluru, and I would 100% recommend everyone to do that. It was phenomenal. We did the sunrise one, it was so good. The other one was the Kings Canyon Loop Pass for the Marini Loop, $6.56, and then $2 for emu food that we fed at, where was that? That was at Eldunda. So yeah, grand total $2,266.20. The only additional thing that I haven't added onto here that was in that week expenditure was $270 for RACV total care. So make sure if you're planning on doing a trip around Australia, definitely get RACV total care. My sister Greta told us, like, do not leave without doing it. Unfortunately, we did leave and we forgot about it, but we did it the first night, and it just covers you. So if you have any issues on the road, you ring them and they're fantastic. Yeah, get that. So as I said, we will never be spending $2,066.20 in a week ever again on this trip.
Challenge accepted.
We feel a lot more confident in free camp spots, and we cannot wait to get to the hard part is we're obviously starting up the center of Australia. Once we get to the west coast, there's a lot more free campsites around, and especially because we don't have a toilet on board with us, we want that comfort. I also like a pool, so if we're in the outback, if it's hot and we can't swim in like the beach, crocodiles, etc., or there's no springs, a pool, 100%. Did you really? Ozzy just left his phone in the bathroom. Yeah, so that is week 1 of our expenses. Currently, what date was it for? The date we left was, so this is from Wednesday the 11th of August to Wednesday the 18th of August. That was the first week. I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you do have any questions, leave them below. As I said, we will never be spending this much again in a week, but yeah. Fuel was always going to be the busiest. Fuel was always going to be the biggest expense we had, and make sure you follow me on Instagram. I'm keeping track of all of the fuel stops we have along the way. Yeah, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.